Dave just was like, man, they kept hinting around and shit, be like, me and Jeff are about done with this script and all. It's we've used up 3 or 4 trees on, it's about a couple hundred pages.
The storyline is so raw, especially Lisa, like, raw. Yikes.
I mean, I read the script and I was like, wow, this is such an amazing story, and it was well written, and I was not expecting that. I had no idea what to expect, I guess, so I was just very impressed.
I loved the script. After I got completely done with it, it was like one of the greatest stories ever.
I think that the writing collaboration was amazing. I know that Jeff wrote a great deal of my parts.
Well, there was a lot to it. This was not something that someone said, hey, I want to make a movie, and we're going to have drugs in it, and there's going to be some sex, and we're going to... No, this was a movie that was very... I mean, this was well thought out. And there was a lot, I think, a lot of emotion, a lot of passion that was brought to the work by the writers, directors, producers, maybe even some of their own life experiences as well. It wasn't just something that was schlepped together. It had a lot of thought, but it was very thoughtful, and that kind of caught my attention. Again, it really impressed me that this was a work done by, I'm going to use this term, a master filmmaker or a master screenwriter, because there's so much going on. I mean, this wasn't just a one-dimensional storyline at all. This had so many different subplots and so much going on in it. I love the script. If I had not been a part of it, I would say, hey, this is going to be an awesome movie if I just read the script.
And it was dark. It obviously has a darkness about it on many levels.
Yeah, it's risky. Who cares? You know? The story needed to be told.
This is my first audition, and there was some people that got up there that did so good, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what am I doing here?
And that's for the whole gangbang scenario. It couldn't happen. Smurfs are asexual. They don't even have any reproductive organs under those little white pants.
I was actually gonna walk out. Like 4 people had gone up, and some of them had messed up parts, and you could tell it, and you could see it in their eyes. They were like, oh my god, I suck. And I was like, I don't want to do that too. So I was like 2 seconds from walking up, and CJ actually was like, no, stay here. And so
I worship Buddha, Allah, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, trees, and Isidore Duncan.
But it was a lot of fun to see some of the other characters audition as the way that they would be, and you could see them fitting the roles as you watched them audition. It was really good.
Now you will receive us. We don't want your poor or your hungry. We don't ask for your sick or your tired. It is your corrupted we claim. It is your evil that will be sought by us.
It was very nerve-wracking. It was very scary.
And so I stayed for one more person to do their audition, and I was like, okay, my legs start shaking, and I'm like, I'm leaving. And they called me up, and Mr. Leo just took over, and I went up there, and I was still kind of nervous, and I think I stumbled over my lines. I cut out part of it, but after it was over, big sigh of relief.
Dancers, singers, lion tamers, acrobats, and football players.
We had a lot of happy accidents throughout the course of making this movie. So yeah, I mean, the day of auditioning was sort of the foundation for everything that was going to happen to us in the future.
Then all of us then are a gift from Jesus Christ to the world.
That is correct. There was a time I said that to chicks.
Even the homosexuals are a gift.
Well, sir, let's put it this way.
the human body itself is a gift from God.
Okay.
This was right after Hurricane Katrina, and the prank was going to be to have Pastor Melbourne, who is, the crazy Baptist preacher from Tomorrow Mourning, in character, go on to the Monsters in the morning and trash New Orleans.
So Reverend Melbourne, so I understand that outside of your church, you had one of the signs that said, "Thank God for Katrina and Rita." That I guess you think that the hurricanes came through to wash out the homos from. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. It's a devastation from God.
I was like, are you gonna say faggot on the radio?
He can say that. I talked to Russ. That was the first thing I said, is it all right to say faggot? He goes, oh yeah, sure, faggot. Faggot's fine. We like faggot.
The bottom line, faggots will burn in hell. There's no doubt about it. If God meant for there to be queers, lesbians, gays, faggots, whatever you want to call it, he would have made man be able to produce by himself. He would not have had to have a woman.
Yeah, but I mean, does a reverend usually use the word? I don't know. We should use the word.
Yeah, we should edit
Let's
that.
call them just fags. That's way better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Homos was cool.
I was very worried for him. And I could just imagine how worried he was.
So Ben, you ready for Friday?
Yes, as ready as I'm going to be, except for some preempting.
Russ Rollins was really cool enough to host the show to set it all up for us, and it was going to be this prank that we play on the Monsters listeners and all the other people on the show.
That's why you came on the show today. You felt we had more people in this audience that were
liars, homosexuals, drug addicts, and prostitutes.
Deviants. And so you felt like you would go into the the snake pit and try to save all the people that listen to the Monsters. That was your belief.
Yes, exactly.
And what is it? Hold on, Bubba. Bubba, don't introduce.
Everybody relax.
Yeah, relax. So you believe that you're going to be here, and there's something that you're going to say that's going to turn someone around in our audience, so maybe from being a robber or homosexual or whatever.
I would like to think so. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
What you got on your mind? I know you're thinking something.
Thinking about how I've got to be careful not to really cut it.
Yeah, that's going to be...
I was like, especially the F. I was like, are you going to
He's extremely unpredictable. And to put him live on the radio.
I couldn't help but notice he used the word fuck. I mean, is that a normal word a pastor would use? Yes.
Yes and no. I mean, we're not going to get up in front of our congregation generally and use that term loosely, but we do that at home. I mean, we're normal.
Are you uncomfortable around me?
Yes, I am very uncomfortable.
So now you don't like him. Is it because he's half naked, or is it because you know he's gay?
Both. Get out of the room, for Christ's sake.
Oh, really?
Taking the Lord's name in vain.
You just took the Lord's name in vain, didn't you? No.
And we're talking, not just a radio station, but a morning show that, is syndicated all over the nation on satellite radio. And it's also, local in Jacksonville and Orlando and all these major cities, in these towns that we live in. And, it was intense.
Don't you call me closet, you old scrotum bag.
You're trying to be nasty and offensive. It's not working.
Man, nasty and offensive right to your face, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Then even some of the DJs were getting upset too, because not everybody was in on the joke.
No, it blows my mind. You've obviously been touched, or you obviously have huge homosexual tendencies, and this is how you act in order to repress them.
David had created a mock website for the church.
I'm looking at the website. Messer Baptist Church. It's a messerchurch.org, and a message from Reverend Melbourne. It says, if you are a homosexual, drug user, prostitute, sex offender, or robber,
that's us.
The robber kills me, or any other form of abomination to God, beware. I, with the Messer Baptist Church, will eventually find you and correct your wicked ways with the Lord.
Shortly after the show was over, there were several hits to the website. A lot of people leaving comments and messages, blasting the church, blasting Pastor Melbourne for being a hypocrite and, calling himself a man of God, but yet, throwing out these hateful words. And it was a great setup for the mood of the film.
We didn't even use it in the movie because it was just too funny. It set the wrong tone for the movie. But the actual controversial side of it fits perfect with the movie. If you take it in separate doses. The first day of scripted shooting with
Ethan, and Josh. It was such a gay day. We were so gay that day, all of us. It was so gay.
Because I'm not going to do it like that at all. I'm totally going to gay it all up.
We need one more time.
It's a pretty mainstream decision.
2 or 3 times.
We never had to do any maintenance to it, but fuck it. Should be good. You don't have to run a tape till you're in.
What are you listening to?
Huh?
What are you listening to?
I'll be listening to the first scene, first scripted scene of Tomorrow Mourning.
What's that?
Oh, that's just
Is that your camera?
No, it's just a toaster.
Toaster. That's Ethan.
Hi.
AKA Kyle.
That's me.
It's about 9:30 in the morning. Got Josh. What's up? AKA Steve.
The first shots at the theater, the exterior shots at AMC, that was a real tough thing to shoot first because I've always had bad experiences at AMC 24 shooting. So there was those worries on top of not shooting anything for like 2 years.
So you ready?
No, not at all.
Recording.
All right, you guys ready? And action!
And we were all very rusty. None of us had worked together at all. It took that first scene to warm us up, and which is why that scene was cut from the movie.
You'll know for a fact that, you know, this is the first scene that they shot together, because you can feel the distance.
Yeah, I'll just be everywhere. Just don't mind me. There's no camera. Yeah, no, I'm not even here. I don't even exist.
Cool. And as far as UNF, are we just gonna take our chances, or what?
As of right now, it's a chance.
And they're all like, yeah, we're gonna use the theater at UNF. So we go, and there's no theater that we can get into, and then there's one really big one that's unlocked. So we sneak in, and it's like all set up for Lily Tomlin.
That scene, we headed out to UNF to film the interior shots of the theater, and I think that's where everything sort of...
We were forced.
Yeah, we really had to basically kick ourselves in the butt and say, we got to do this.
Okay, we are in the UNF theater. Yeah, there's
positive and
there's someone here.
And then I'm like, of course, me, Mr. I don't break any rules or laws or anything, is all like stressing out internally. I'm like, we are still gonna get caught. I think I was the biggest bitch in that little amount of space, you know. I was flipping out, like, we're gonna get in trouble. So anyway, we go like hunting for extras, and we're asking kids, you know, you want to be in a movie? And they're like,
He wasn't acting. What is it called? I know what it's called. Everything means nothing. He's not acting. What's up, y'all?
That way. We're shooting a movie takes place in, one scene takes place in a theater, and we got all the parts picked for like to make the theater look cool, but we need a scene with a guy and a girl that
Like boyfriend, girlfriend, guy, girl.
boyfriend, girlfriend.
You guys not
Are
like
there
really?
no boyfriend?
Can you pretend to be?
My girlfriend's way up there, man. Oh man. I'm gonna have to kiss one of these girls. Oh, but I'm in the movie. Never mind.
You can play extra in your own movie.
My girlfriend and I walk by here, maybe we.
Well, we're gonna be starting in 15 minutes if you get a chance. All right.
I'll tell her.
Okay.
All right,
what,
cool.
School project?
No, it's just an independent film.
Oh, okay. Kind of cool. Yeah, if we come back by here, we'll help you out.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Level, we recruited a bunch of college kids. We, you know, basically, for the lack of a better phrase, we broke into a college theater at UNF.
I'm like, these college kids don't know what's going on behind them, but it's crazy. So we're like, oh. There was a little notebook about the whole like setup, like time and schedule of what's going on in the Lily Tomlin show, and we walked out with that notebook. So if Lily Tomlin watches this and her Jacksonville UNF show sucked, it's David and Jeff's fault. They had the notebook. I swear to God, I didn't touch it. That was actually crazy and familiar all at once, because after my mom saw the movie, she goes, "Oh, you didn't really have to act at that part either, because that's like you growing up. That was our family." And
how much longer are you gonna punish me? As long as it takes. Thanks for what? For you to understand I stopped loving you when I caught you in bed with another man. Stop it!
Ethan is so sweet, and he really internalized his character, and I actually had worked with him a lot on acting because this is one of his first real acting jobs that he had gotten, and he really wanted to do well, and that was the great thing, was that he was so driven to do well.
Rita's really cool. I mean, we bonded a lot before the movie actually took place. You know, we went out to lunch and things like that, so I got to feel like, you know, she was part of my family, and so it was easy to work with her.
We got lucky with a great house. Scott and Krista Fordham gave us their house to use.
Down the stairs, not like all the way down.
You will have sex with her.
Down. I know, and I will at that.
What are you doing? Looking for sweet tea. Trying to make some scotch.
Okay. I mean, they're donating this much. I mean, they donate a house. What's one cup of tea?
Okay.
No, you walk in before that and say something.
I walk in and say, I tell him to get out.
Ben is very intense. Once we started talking about what I needed from him as an actor to catalyze my character to a point where she was yelling or screaming at him, where she would have been so afraid to do so, he let loose.
I think everybody in, you know, middle to upper class suburbia can relate to that kind of situation where you give off this aura of perfection when, you know, in reality your family, the people that are closest to you, are imperfect in their own ways. And I think that our actors did a fantastic job of portraying that in the scene.
We can do that.
No way.
I guess some of like deserve that.
Oh,
I expected this from you.
yeah, we look good.
Yeah, you guys look like a real nice family.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a hell of a smile there, too.
I've been pretending to be somebody I'm not. I've been looking for you. And I can't do it anymore. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very excited about shooting those scenes because it was like domestic shots, and I was very excited about shooting things in Tomorrow Mourning that was like normal activities or normal things that people see every day. I was excited about showing that in a different way.
Well, I was with someone and I lost track of time.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
You want me to knock, right?
Oh, this is nice. If you're right here, I'm getting him in the mirror.
Perfect. Collecting pieces for
Am I forgetting any other line?
I think that's the bulk of it right there.
You got the betrayed. You got the betrayed down. You got that down to where you're saying betrayed now.
I don't know the line.
Okay, just yeah.
It's just so heated.
Yeah, yeah.
I was with someone. I lost track of time.
Well, who were you with, son?
A friend.
Okay. Well, is this friend more important than spending time in God's house?
I know just writing that scene stirred up a lot of emotion, you know, inside of me.
I'm not just some puppet that you can pull on a string and control.
Oh, hey, come back down the stairs. I'm not done with you.
it was just another day in the past for me.
Who says that there's anyone to blame for this?
God is punishing this family for what you've done. I want a damn divorce.
So when he started actually acting out the scenes, it was very awkward. It was almost like the way you feel when you sleep over a friend's house and their parents get into a fight and you're in the room with them. It felt that real.
Once they started arguing, I took myself back there and I just tried to remember how I felt.
I think the only thing it is that we're missing is the first line where I just tell Steven to get out.
Yeah, you
and he says, I'm really sorry, and I said, get out now.
Yeah.
Isn't that all there is to it?
All right, you guys ready? Let's keep it going.
Okay. All right, let's move, kitty. You'll know I am when I slap you, too. They always slap harder when they go.
I thought you could punch him.
I do later, but I have to slap him first.
He's excited.
I have to work up to slapping him, punching him, kicking him, and dragging him out to the car.
He got into his character, and I got into mine, and I honestly felt like that father-son bond with him. You know, it wasn't. I mean, that uncomfortable father-son bond where you're like, my dad's gonna hit me for no reason.
And I'll be like,
hey.
Here we go. All right, do or die.
No, I don't like that. Everyone did a fantastic job, and I'd have to say that was probably one of the scenes where we did the most takes as far as capturing the right emotion. I mean, you could get all your lines right, you know, the actors could get all their lines right, but if it didn't have the right pitch, if it didn't have the right tone, if the response wasn't given the right way, we did it all over again.
As long as it takes.
Thanks for what?
To make you fix what you've done, huh?
It's getting there.
Yeah, but we skipped a lot of lines.
Yeah. Sorry, it's gotta be one shot.
What happened?
We got it.
All right.
I forgot to leave that out. I forgot. I didn't know where to go from there. I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Let's go get
line. Okay.
It's a block.
Until I try to run up
happens.
again?
Huh?
Are you going to get when I try to run up again, too? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not what we'll get. It's just a matter of enough shots. Phoenix taking him away in the car to the hotel.
What's wrong, David?
Huh?
What's wrong?
I got a splitting headache.
Well, then let's get the beating scene out of the way and be done.
Yeah, we're just, you know, she's doing the makeup, you're reading the scenes with you. That was a weird night. It felt like something bad really did happen that night when we went home. So I guess it worked out. There was no amount of words that could describe how nasty, physically, mentally, spiritually, any way you could possibly think of feeling. There's no way to describe how nasty you feel in being in that environment where we shot all of Lisa's scenes.
I think they were afraid that I wouldn't accept the part because of some of the conflicts in the character. And I actually went in, found the hidden link on the website, read the script before they ever knew that I was reading the script. So once I got through with it, I emailed them right away and said, don't offer me anything but Sheila Melbourne, I won't take it.
Yeah, pull it.
They emailed me back right away, oh, thank God, we were afraid you'd turn it down because of content. And of course, that's not the kind of actor I am. I'm looking for challenges, and this was definitely challenging.
You used me like everybody else. Just get out, I can take care of myself.
Oh, yeah, I can see that, and that's where she comes into the shower.
Right.
I was lucky in the fact that I got to actually choose the person I was going to be working with, especially in a delicate scene like that. And I knew that Christiana's talent and the level that she had there should be available and accessible in that part.
Cut. That was beautiful. My God, that is good. That was really good.
Damn.
Even though you know you're making a movie and you know this is just, you know, they're portraying this moment and these characters, it seemed too real, like she was really getting hurt, like he was really hurting her and really causing some serious damage.
Christiana's a fantastic actor and just an amazing person all on her own.
Let's go back then, because that's where I'd be starting the shower.
Okay.
No, you can start it on me. It's okay.
You sure? It's not cold.
That's all right.
Okay.
You don't have to delve so much into your imagination because we were actually there, actually where she was.
When we first started doing it, I had talked down to just that I'd go to bra and that would be it, because she did need to show some vulnerability. But once I got there, I realized that I still didn't feel as vulnerable as I needed to in that situation, so I just went for it.
That's when I'll start to go to the shower and I'm gonna fall.
Right.
Okay.
Where you guys?
And I'm gonna help you into the shower.
Okay.
We were worried about getting out there before it turned dark because we didn't want to witness the drug deals and the prostitution that was going on there. So.
You're gonna drag me to the other side of the bed.
Is that how I'm dragging her by the hair?
You can grab my arm.
When Ralph, who played the street preacher, came in and, you know, raped Lisa and had her on the ground and, you know, had her mouth, and you know, again, take these two people that are playing these characters, they're good friends outside of these characters, and I'm sure it was very awkward for them, but it was, you know, David's in one corner getting his shot and I'm in another corner watching, you know, how the scene's being played out, and it was the longest, you know,
3-4 minutes of my life, and there were moments where I literally wanted to just jump out of my skin, and I wanted to yell cut.
Are you okay? Oh, too real. I thought you really hit her.
It was very disgusting and disturbing, and at the same time it was beautiful because we knew what we were capturing.
You know, I mean, there were moments where I literally got choked up at what was happening. It was intense. It was very intense.
I can say I had fun with it, but that would be a lie. It was hard. It was really hard.
I was so excited about doing the church scene because just all the stuff that we were going to have people do, and they didn't know about it.
Church scene was very interesting. I was more worried about the extras having a problem with the Hitler and that kind of feel. We did not discuss that with them ahead of time.
Ben was in rare form, little Hitler action. It was a packed church, really cool. Everybody got into the clapping and singing, and then at the end, oh yeah, I need y'all to fall out like some Jim Jones shit.
In the fact that we got some really good people that listened and paid attention, and you know that the extra scenes really worked in that respect.
David had actually written a hymnal from scratch. It was amazing. I mean, there was no, they were very serious about what they were going to do, and they were all out there practicing this hymnal, and they were just really getting into it.
I was so excited to see all these normal-looking people do the Hitler thing, and kids, yeah, innocent little girls. One who stands out in my mind.
I wrote this sermon that was just very Armageddon, very end of days. Pastor Melbourne was hollering at the congregation.
Now, we did get to see Ben do his sermon, which didn't make the final cut of the movie. But that was a lot of fun to sit and watch. He's a character, old Ben.
Like once we got these shots captured, it took the quality of the movie up so many levels in my mind to have something like that captured to put in the movie.
It was good. It was really cool stuff. They were in and out. Dave and Jeff got some quick shots, made it count, and it was just really cool to see, the experimentation and all that they were doing. So.
I mean, it literally was like we were in church, but it was it was not a church I would ever want to attend.
Oh my God. The bells. The bells from hell.
And to the train.
Dan and I were trying to do our scene where it's actually our first scene, or my first scene, or our first scene together. It was like scene number 3 in the movie, I believe. But where we're sitting there, which is actually in the back of the place that we're at now, the Burrito Gallery. Shooting that, or trying to shoot that scene, and it would have gone a lot quicker, except the frickin' church around the corner from this place just had the bells going off.
There's a Catholic church right across the street. Okay. If they don't stop in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to kill the Pope.
We thought we heard the last bell. We counted, we waited out. Like, okay, set up, let's go. Not exactly. I want you to go down there and buy one and bring it back to me. I have a guy that does horticulture for a living.
for like 50 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, it's song after song, and then it like hang there.
Yeah, noon for noon mass, and then 2 o'clock for the hour the Pope got murdered.
Why? That's so funny. Mike, way to get those flowers. Can you handle the Pope for me? We get ready and we say like freaking 3 lines maybe, and all of a sudden, ding dong. So with that being said, I took the initiative and did you a favor. Have you ever heard of devil's weed?
Oh man, it's horrible.
And then that's not the end of it. It was it was like some parade starts going by.
Shit, man, after these 5 lines, it won't matter. Bounce around.
Yeah, let's get these lines. All right, here we go, and action.
Like I said earlier, why don't I just take my car up there late at night and I'll steal what I can.
You do that?
For the right price, I would.
I like you, kid. I knew I could count on you. God damn.
Oh my God.
And the horns is like the last straw. Just like, what is it? You know, is there a train going by?
We got the church bells and the horns going all at the same time. I mean, why do parades have to do that? I've never been to a parade where people just honk shit all the time. What kind of parade is that? What are they celebrating? The invention of the horn?
And people driving around, and I'm serious, laying on their horns for like 30, 45 seconds straight at a time.
You got 3 more lines.
I found out later, I read in the paper, it was a Puerto Rican Pride Festival or something. So, because I wondered, I looked out, I saw through a crack, I saw a big semi-truck with a big Puerto Rican flag going on. Didn't know quite what it was about, but I guess they were happy to do their part to screw up our movie.
I heard action.
Dude, as soon as the camera kicked on, it was just in time to hear the train through the headphones. It's like, the all-powerful Tony has been cut off.
Yep.
Like, I want you to go kill those guys.
Go kill someone. Tell you what.
And it probably took an hour and a half longer than it should have. But yeah, it was just one of those things. You just run into, with filming, you run into hindrances that you would never would have anticipated, just things right out of left field that you never would have expected. But, you know, and they will hold you up. But, you know, if you keep on in there, you can get past them.
We are the world. We are the directors and writers of Tomorrow Mourning. Tomorrow Mourning.
Giving Ben a call. Benjamin Franklin, the authority plays Pastor Melbourne in the movie Tomorrow Mourning. Hey Ben, how's it going? It's David. Have you gotten off work yet? Yeah. Oh, okay. Are you on your way home right now? Really? Awesome. Oh, you already got directions and everything?
Oh, sorry. I talked to Ben while you were doing something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just now telling me that you told that you called. All right, and
action.
They work really well together. I mean, you can tell they're like brothers.
With
Crisco.
Yeah.
Crisco, David.
Okay.
We're cooking with Crisco. Hi, I'm Jeff Soto. I'm playing Drew today, and this is David Pitlansky, the director, and
It's supposed to be top secret, but I'm also the co-writer, but no one is supposed to know that today because David's basically, he's putting me in the cellar because he doesn't want anybody to know that he had any assistance with this little project. He wants to take all the credit for himself today.
We all know what assuming does. It makes an ass out of you and an ass out of me. Did you ever hear that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, of course. You've heard every phrase. You're a writer.
Well, and when we weren't on, when the camera wasn't rolling, they were making me laugh my ass off.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a knife.
That's a knife.
That's a knife.
That's a knife.
That's a knife right there.
That's a knife.
Watch me as I go to the director and I stick the knife up his bum and it's gonna really piss him off.
No, but for real, don't do it. Alright, I'll be Jason. I'll be the clerk. Jeff's gonna be you. Okay, here we go. Action. Hey, what's going on?
Additionally, they complement each other very well, I think.
It's far because you got to think about how the shot's gonna be if you get anything on the inside of this room.
I'm gonna get a shot from this way, looking this way as he comes out the door. From out there, looking that way.
David's the more quirky, you know, creative. Jeff is more serious than David, I guess.
We're gonna do that last scene. Cool. Where he comes down, knocks on the door. Then, well, your ass owes me 50 grand. That's right. And then Mike can come in. What the hell, Tony? From what I understand, it wasn't your money anyway.
They make a really good team. They get together and they get in their own little world.
Two sisters, trapped inside of their own demise. Little do they know, they have entered the Tomorrow Zone.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Did you see that? I burned him.
You keep that lighthearted atmosphere going on, and you keep that energy going.
Today I'm going to use the word camaraderie. I will find an opportunity to use that in a sentence.
All right, here we go.
Let me do it again. All right. You like that? All right.
Two sisters, trapped in
Don't
a house.
fucking do that shit, man!
We have to, okay? This is how we prepare.
You know, we all joke that if they were going to be gay, they'd be with each other, because, yeah, everybody says that, well, because they have such a chemistry, you think they were like,
How gay he was.
Ooh, so suave and debonair.
New York.
New York. Stop.
Your arsonist at Autumn Jake's feet. Okay. There we go.
But they do complement each other very well. They make a really, really good team.
Yeah, I know what you mean. My teacher used to do that to us all the time when we were in school.
And you never knew what they were going to say next or where we were going to go next, and that was fun too. I kind of like that, not really knowing what was going to happen next.
Hey, do you have any idea what scene this is? Because I can't find it.
We got a new movie coming out after tomorrow morning. It's called Shotgun.
you know, while David's directing, Jeff will have some comments because he contributed to the script, so he had to contribute to the directing a bit too, and they just work really well.
Yeah. I think that'd be kind of a cool looking angle.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that way you can get him looking in, you know, doing that whole turnaround thing.
Yeah.
All I have to do is walk right into that nursery, ask to speak to the owner, and tell me exactly who put me up to it, and you're screwed as I am.
David, I think he's kind of more just like edgy and raw with what he wants, and Jeff is a little more polished, and just together it evens out really well.
My opinion. Sorry.
I'm just kidding. No, go.
But you know what I mean? Before
Yeah.
we like start jumping into our lines, like maybe he could just talk about like read what's on the magazine.
But no, the way they worked together, there was a synergy there. They were of one mind, and I think that was important as well.
I'm drowning in the rain. Drowning in the rain.
This is a moment in history right here.
I think together they're just unstoppable. I think they're both incredible writers, and that's what brought me to this project, was solely on the script, because I didn't know them at the time. And a lot, you know, when you've got a script like that in front of you, you know that the people that wrote it were passionate about what they are doing.
That's good. Only one. Yeah. There's only one thing, and that was.
And neither of them were difficult, and I don't think I ever saw them argue once. So that's a good collaboration, if you ask me.
The location that we had was actually this place behind where my dad lives. I guess there's a church back there somewhere, and they have this artificial Bethlehem sort of nativity walkthrough scene, and one of the last things that you walk through, one of the last things you see is actually the 3 crosses.
Oh, and we walked through swamp, pretty much, and I went barefoot because I didn't want to get my flip-flops all algaed. So
this is what we have to tread through
just to get to the cross scene.
God. And here, I got a log for you guys. I got a log right here, okay?
Okay, what about all that?
Well,
Dated. I think. I don't think we quite need the log anymore. My back's in.
I'm already barefoot.
I got chiggers now.
And Jeff says chiggers can't survive in the cold, and I would like to. I don't know that that's true. We'll have to research it.
Okay, that's all the tape we can get.
Okay,
traveling through the swamp to get to.
Would you
the
get over the
crucifixion.
fence? Hang on here.
They weren't very happy with you for making us go through the swamp, and I remember it took us a while to get out there. What did Jeff put us through to get out here?
Jeff Soto, that is.
Jeff put us through the swamp. We had to walk ankle deep in freezing cold weather while we busted the ice to get there.
It's gonna be worth it, I promise.
There are no words.
I probably caught something that day.
When we finally got out there, I told you that I had forgot the blood in the car, and the look on your face and everybody else's face. I was murdered 3 times in a row right there. It was so great.
If we go that way, we can get back to the neighborhood. I can't believe you did either.
But can't you go ahead and film with him at the cross?
Can't we wait somewhere else?
And then put the blood and the nails and all that in later and edit it together?
In front of the cross.
We're gonna leave.
All right, guys, guess what? I got it in my backpack. I'm just fucking with you.
Really?
Funny.
Use that mallet,
Oh,
please.
man.
You're not even
You were about to die.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker.
I hope.
The child that my parents had raised to be a good Christian son, to have faith in the things that I learned in church, was not at all happy with the scene that we were doing.
Not to mention I got blood, fake blood, thrown all over me, and it was like 12 degrees, and I was in underwear and wet, and getting hit with a leather whip, that was painful.
Let your aggression go wild, please.
Okay. Well, I hit you about 9 times. Did it hurt too bad?
A little. The last 2 hurt.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
And that scene was disturbing, uncomfortable, but at the same time, I knew that it was going to hit home and make its point, especially for Kyle's story, because of what he goes through with his dad, and because his dad is a pastor, it just seemed perfect.
Well, I beat this guy near to death with a whip and then hung him from a cross and killed him, basically. And, you know, that's the way it is. I was angry, and
it was
I
hot.
took my frustrations out on him, and...
It was hot, but not in that sense.
You're a sick individual, you know that?
It was hot. It was erotic.
Oh, God!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Was it the beating part?
Yeah,
or the whipping
it was all
part?
dominatrix-ish.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the part that
And you
my
were
dad
tied
in the
up.
movie's a little sick, but...
Yeah, well, things happen for a reason. You know. But the best part of this whole scene is going to be as we walk down a paved road in the subdivision.
You know all I hear
with you
right
butt
now?
naked almost,
You know the song I
except with
hear
the
in
blood
my
on
head?
you.
And then afterwards, we ended up walking through the $400,000 house neighborhood.
Okay, just try to imagine finding this in your backyard.
Ready, guys?
Just come walking out of the woods through your backyard.
Can y'all, like, somebody has to be in front.
And these are all like well-to-do people out here. They're not supposed to deal with this kind of stuff.
And then we got to walk through the neighborhood with all the rich folks, and I was in my underwear with blood all over me. I bet they were like, Lord Jesus, what's going on? Homos are walking down the street with no clothes on. I'm calling the police.
You are an idiot. How you doing?
I just want to prove a point here that society is so distorted. People
My
don't
life.
really give a crap about that.
Desensitized.
Yes, they do. See?
Desensitized.
Yeah. What'd you say?
That's awesome.
Oh, I was gonna say. Hey, I can't feel my feet. I think I have frostbite. Really. And they're bleeding. I really do think I have frostbite in my toes. I can't really walk.
That was for me the hardest day of shooting, but also the most like inspirational, I guess, like the day that I wanted to do my best, because, you know, after going through that shit, I was like, hey, I'm an actor. I went through it, because, you know, you always watch on TV how actors are like, I had to go in the mud and this and that, and I'm like, would I do that shit for a movie? And I guess I will.
First of all, thank you all for coming out. The band, the Vocal Drop, who put this together for us, thank you so much, Vocal Drop.
We had a few scenes like that where we could have easily been in and over our heads with a scene like that, but again, we just got lucky with having the right people, you know, the right time and in the right location to pull it off, and it didn't even feel like that we were doing anything that was overwhelming.
The extras all came out, and it was so awesome how they all were so supportive and hung out for so long.
It was awesome to see that many people come out and help us out.
Of course, Johnny Fuck and the Mother Lovers came out, and they got everybody kind of amped and ready to go, and got me personally amped because I hadn't got to see them live in a long time.
It was a great show. Johnny Fuck and the Mother Lovers performed, and they were very entertaining. And
that was a lot of fun. It was interesting to see, to make the road trip and to see all the people come out, all the extras, you know, and the support that they were lending.
We need a couple Christian, we need a couple righteous warrior.
I went to Catholic school. Is that good enough?
Then Vocal Drop, who set the whole thing up with the Haven, and they played the band Righteous Warrior, which is Dan's surf clothing line. It's actually that guy over there. His name is Dan.
Oh, awesome, man. You think I sat in the chair over there?
Yeah, I'll introduce you to him.
Yeah, cool, man.
Righteous Warrior.
Nice to meet you, bro. This is the man behind the name. Right, man. Cool name, man. This is awesome, bro.
I had a good time. I also liked seeing my surf rash guards from Righteous Warrior on the band. That was excellent.
Because, you know, so it shouldn't be hard for you guys to look like you're in the middle of a kick-ass rock concert. It's a kick-ass Christian rock concert.
Vocal Drop was great. They helped us out a lot, and it was just, it was nice to see that kind of support.
That was sweet. That was sweet. Vocal Drop. Oh, damn, they're really good live.
For the actual shoot, Vocal Drop took the stage, and they did really good.
Not too bad for improv. We're going to shoot the scene at that point with Vocal Drop, and so just be patient with us as we, it's one of the biggest shoots that we've done on the movie yet, so please be patient with us as we get everything set and in order. Thank you for coming, I appreciate it. It was really weird doing that scene because we had never done anything like to choreograph an actual performance, like shooting a live music video or something. It was very experimental because we had never done it before, and I had no idea of how other people had done it. They're gonna play it to the CD twice. We're gonna get our angles of the band and the audience.
Oh, happy day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action!
Dave was running around, you know, juggling 3 or 4 things. We had a couple of cameras going.
And Chad Hendricks came out with his, with one of his XLs, and I think we had like 3 or 4 cameras roaming around the whole place. It was just a really neat, great time just to kind of sit there.
Oh, that was scary. There was lots of people. I kept messing up because I was so nervous. I kept forgetting my lines.
I bet you don't even know where the word goth comes from. Fuck. Fuck me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Chloe.
Yes.
I
Just because it's cool when you get to see behind the scenes a little bit and see a little bit more what's going on, especially when it goes into another dimension besides your character, because all I get to see is pretty much my scenes when I'm doing them. And I got that aspect of the movie when there's this whole other panorama of things going on and other characters and how they interact, and you finally get a feel for how everything's going to fit together, so it's pretty cool.
Had a good time, you know. I think it was a blast. I enjoyed the sushi.
Ate, I think, some of the most horrible sushi of my life with Chad Hendricks later that night.
For the complexity of that scene, that whole day, that whole trip, and the whole shoot was very relaxing. It was very laid back.
Well, I thought that was a dialogue.
Believe me, it was as if we were at this party, and it was a lot of fun.
It was very peaceful, very refreshing, very just peaceful.
It's a very in touch with nature kind of day.
That was a pretty easy, relaxing day. We were out in the woods like forever for about 6 hours.
That was a long day. I mean, we were out there from forever.
Yeah, it was just like, and you know, there's like this slight fog. You know, we had the nice little drive out. The morning, anytime I'm up in the morning, like this morning, it's always refreshing. But especially after having been through all of that and the water, you know, I don't know about Jacksonville water, but the water just being there and nature, it was just very pure and very like, okay.
I'd have to say, out of all the times that we shot, that was definitely the easiest one. That was the least amount of work involved, I guess you could say, as far as doing such a thing.
Don't do that.
One of my friends went AWOL like this year, and he got locked in the brig. And then I was at his house, and they were all painting, and we were talking about gay stuff.
What brig did he go into? I don't know.
It was an interesting day, very fun.
Oh, it's just the sun.
Being retarded.
Hey, it's the sun.
It was a fun day. I think we got up really early. We stayed outside all day, but it was lots of fun.
Pull the wires out. Pull the wires out.
That house was dirty. Holy crap.
We didn't have anything planned. It was a very easy day.
Am I looking back at all, or just keep my eyes?
Yeah, I guess just keep running forward. Is that what you think so?
Yeah, that's fine. I just got a little bit in my hand. It was nasty.
They were just kind of figuring out, like, as they went along, what they were going to do for each character's B-roll. And it was really interesting to see the ideas that they had with the resources that we had, which is woods and
We haven't thought of something for you.
Why?
Because it hurts a lot, Aldrin.
Sorry, no, hold that. Keep throwing it high. That looks really cool.
I realized waking up early that morning to go out there and shoot the B-roll that I could really do this for a living, because I had never felt so awake at like 6 o'clock in the morning ever in my life. I was ready and willing to get up because of what we were going to be doing, and that morning I realized I could see myself waking up and doing that every day.
I'm sorry, but we're all fucking running.
Because the outer ring has more than a walk. That's why I got to walk back.
That's why I got outer ring. One ring to rule them all.
Well,
On this take, when after you get done, so then it's off from that take, because I won't be able to see the game on there. I just need the TV off for the next take.
Oh, so we're not going through the whole scene? Just I'll do what you tell me.
We're doing the whole scene right
direct
here.
me.
Just do the whole scene.
Yeah.
Just do the whole scene. See, I'm a director.
You, David, did a really fantastic job of making yourself stand out as a filmmaker. There's an art form to the way you put film together, and I appreciated that. I think that that's what makes Tomorrow Mourning different.
But he's been a pleasure to work with. We always have a blast when we're together, and he's probably one of the most creative, interesting guys that I've met in a long, long time. David's awesome.
That's marvelous. I swear. It's beautiful.
Stop. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door, which you may not.
Oh, everybody's here. We can actually start. I never thought that would come. I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would ever be here. Never thought we'd actually be able to start. Never thought Ben would actually show up.
David was a lot of fun to work with. He gave you a lot of freedom. There was I didn't feel constricted at all.
David rocks. I mean, he's not like difficult. He doesn't get pissed off or anything, Even when you can tell he's about to break your neck, he's like, okay, let's do it like this.
He's really good. He is. Like I said, right from the get-go, immediately, I felt good about working with him because he was so just, he was like, this isn't my movie, this is our movie, and I really like that.
Okay, we're doing the pause. All right. Jim, we're going to go to the pause right there. Okay. So we're going to get them get you guys like stay in your stare.
He wants the best out of you, but he's not going to go to the point where he has to drag it out of you. He knows it's there, and he encourages you to let it go and let the character be the character.
You're the coolest dude I ever had. It sounded like there needs to be a pause there.
His direction was broad, but it was defined, and I think that's important.
You look dead sexy, Judas.
Okay, let's start from down. Actually, I'll start from right here. I'll go down there. You run. Actually, no. No, I'm just saying there's a wall. No, but there's a barrier that's got to be broken.
And within any tweaks or requests in there, he's very, confident that you're going to do your job, and that's a great thing to have from a director.
Together now.
David Landscape.
All right. It's check. It's not Polish. Shut up. All right, and nobody just said anything funny, and action.
And he was open to hear any ideas that you might have. Like, he knew what he wanted, he knew how he wanted it to look, but if you had a suggestion, he was all ears.
After he says,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Then look down and start writing, and then look back up and say, you're the closest to I ever had.
David's got a very amazing way of making you feel comfortable in the shoot.
I liked when you see the overall product, when you actually see the movie itself, it has a very fresh, very energetic approach. The camera, you know, we're not talking about one stoic position. There's multi-positions. There's, I'll use another term, jump shots, if you want to use a term. It keeps you excited. It makes you want to watch this. And I think that was his directing style as well. It kept you very excited, very on the edge of your seat, and I didn't feel like I was under a microscope. I felt like I had a little bit of room to work, and that's very important as an actor.
That was actually not that bad of a night. A bunch of hookers came out. Everybody was on time and in their places, and everything felt. We were actually a little bit behind schedule, but that's actually early and ahead of schedule compared to most of the times. So pretty much what you guys are gonna do, you're gonna be outside, just doing what you do, but don't be in character till we see the car pulling up, because we don't want to pull up the cop lights. So be in character, just walking around when you see the car pull up, and he's gonna get out, and each of you just sort of, try to get him to go with you to your room, because he's got money in his pocket, and you can tell.
Okay, yeah, we're pretty much done outside for the most part. We just got one more thing to do on the outside, and we're all through. But we're narrowing down the amount of people that are gonna be here, and we'll be out of your hair in about 2 hours. And we appreciate you once again letting us use your place.
You worked your magic with the motel clerk. I was shooting the scene with, I was shooting some scene, and you were in there talking to the motel clerk, and I don't know how the hell you did it, man.
I would introduce them to M. Night Shyamalan because they were an Indian family.
Just the fact that people actually go there and take their clothes off and lay on actual sheets, and the smell.
That motel was the rankest, nastiest place I've ever seen in my life. I was scared to touch anything.
Sort of like look back there, like real dramatic looking, like you know what just happened there, and that when he asked you, that reminded you what just happened there.
The motel was scary. It was so nasty, and I think it was good though, because all of us were kind of scared to touch anything, and it was better than it just being a fake set, because it was so real and raw, and that's what that scene was all about.
It was one of the worst hotels I've ever seen in my imagination or in real life. There were real cockroaches. There was real debauchery going on around us. It was a spooky environment. So that in and of itself gave you an edge, I think. I think it gave myself an edge and the rest of the performers too. We were kind of edgy anyway because of the environment that we were in. But
I'm just walking by.
Against the wall, you just be as you are. I'll be on there.
Damn, I can't lean up against the wall.
Yeah, lean up against the wall.
Some shit like that. Hell no. Bye, man.
Go.
It's a cable tool. It's a special
Excited possibly, like hey, what the fuck? Or am I like just
like maybe this is your place and you don't want anything shady going on here except for you. Weird. Everybody in the cast was together for the first time since the audition. Okay, let's do their scene first. And then
it doesn't hurt, I promise.
Yeah,
face. All right, let's go.
all right.
Releases have been signed.
Well, I had some like funky junk eye gook going on because I think there was like seriously parasites in there.
She got a ton of royalties after the fact.
Take our busload of horrors down the street.
Yeah, really.
That was crazy. With the prostitutes and stuff, I mean, knowing they're actresses, you know, they're just, you know, part of the crew. I was like freaked out because they were all up on me, and I was like, oh, okay, They were hardcore. I think one of them grabbed me there. I was like, hey, there's a limit.
Oh.
crazy and hectic at one minute and then really like, depressing the next minute. It was nuts.
I did not think we were going to get to shoot in that office. That I'd never in a million years thought that was going to happen. And
Interesting because the family was actually there, and what's funny is the dad, or I guess the owner of the motel, was coaching Jason on how to be a motel clerk. Like, you know, are you not going to ask for a receipt?
Well, I was just.
Well, let's just start from them coming in.
Went
Hey,
into
leave that
myself
door
a little
open.
bit.
What's going on?
I have a little experience as a slacker, if you will. Now this is going out of my experience in the realm of. Figured he would be kind of a pot smoking, and I have no experience whatsoever in anything.
Why are you bringing in
But yeah, that basically took a little inspiration, if you will. Slacker, pot smoker, irritated, kind of not going anywhere in life, you know, not really wanting to be there. Couldn't really give an F.
Isn't that your line?
Yeah, but I changed it a little.
Give me that.
Give me that.
I want my money back.
So yeah, so there you go. I turn that fucking thing on.
That's what an ecstasy overdose does to your body. It boils you from the inside out. This isn't really our lines, but we need to get him in cold water. We need our.
Oh, and he didn't. Oh, I see.
Okay, you'll be walking up.
I'm coming right now.
Get rid of this.
Call 911 and tell them what, Judas. They'll take us all to jail.
It was strange because, I don't know, just having to walk into this cramped motel room and there's like 6 people in there on top of the main characters that I don't know, all crammed in the corner while we're filming, and we had to sit there and all of us and like cry for like 5 minutes straight, and you just got all these strangers sitting in the corner here who I didn't know who they were at the time. You know, just sitting there watching. It was kind of an awkward situation, but that was the start of it.
The look back and hesitant, sort of regretful at the same time that you've been caught. That was really good. All right, we'll do the same thing again. We'll be looking this way this time. Trying to spur you away. And as soon as he gets out, you're standing there and he's, what's going on there? Oh, just a couple of kids.
Now the actual scene where Zach's character comes in the room and things really come to a head, that was very intense. And we probably shot that like 4 or 5 times, and the very last take, I remember we just went all out, and yeah, it was extremely intense. I mean, you could just feel the energy in the room between people was crazy.
Now what?
Runs, picks up the phone, and this, we'll cut it right there, because that is going to have to be some you know, suspenseful stuff. She's on the phone, and then the look.
How are we going to do
the
the phone?
doorknob slowly turns.
But having that scene shot in that room with all the characters converging at that moment, that was very exciting as well. And a lot of the shock and a lot of the energy that was being circulated in that room, I think, was very real. It was fun. It was fun. It was also kind of exciting and kind of scary at the same time.
So the way I would carry this, and obviously I've got this with me.
You have it out. Yeah, maybe.
But I mean,
well, because the way I see the whole scene wrapping up inside is you take the knife away from her throat and you just put it back there.
We had, I mean, just the very exciting elements of that night, having somebody run around downtown in their underwear and a hospital gown and screaming drug names on the side of the street, a block from the mayor's office downtown at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Cool! Crack! LSD! I've got it all!
And it's 30 degrees outside and having screeching cars come around. I mean, for that night, we owned the city. We had a set. Filming downtown, I always wanted to shoot downtown or late at night, and because it's like you own it. There's nobody else there, and yeah, too.
I got everything you need here! Tony Enterprise is having a goddamn blowout sale!
That's perfect the way you say that.
It was after midnight. It was till like 3 in the morning, and it was freezing.
Hey, start the scene off looking that way, like you just got done looking at him, and then go back to rambling, and then he's gonna cut you off.
God, it was so cold. It was so cold outside. We were out there for what seemed like forever. and everyone was just kind of tired and hungry, but it was still really exciting. I've never done anything else. This was my first.
It's 2:55. It's freezing.
So it's like
and it's cold.
Is that it?
We're no closer to getting done than we were an hour ago.
We ate Denny's at 4 in the morning.
We had a good time at Denny's. David Woolheiser drank 2 shots of syrup with salt.
We just missed David knocking back 2 shots of syrup. One which was filled
with an inch of salt.
You can still see some on the glass.
The rays of sunshine.
What a sick fuck.
All I did was let a buddy of mine use a camera. Anything other than that, like put my name in the credits, I mean, I appreciate it, but I wouldn't want all the people who tirelessly worked their asses off, you know, to get the idea that 2 crackers and a lamp actually, you know, did anything to help create such a great movie.
It was probably one of my best experiences as of yet. I know, being so young and being involved in stuff like that, it's really cool for me. And all my friends, you know, get to tell my friends and they're all think it's the coolest thing ever.
It took a long time to do, a very long time, but to have been the first thing I worked on, it was a great experience, you know. And I'm actually sort of glad it took as long as it did because it made it that much more important to me.
It doesn't hold back. A lot of my friends who saw it, they were disturbed by a lot of the content and offended, and I like that though because it's very real. It shows human nature at its worst.
There's so many themes that are being brought out in the movie itself. I liked it because it was a character study. I think everyone in the movie, all the characters in the movie had a story. There were backstories, there were plots, there were subplots that were being carried out all simultaneously, and I think it all worked together.
The message is there and so strong because everybody that has seen it has gotten a really good reaction off of it. Be it negative or positive, it's still all good reaction because it's strong reaction, and that's what filmmaking is all about, is finding that way to touch the audience, and I believe that this project really does that.
It was very tumultuous at times, and other times it was great. I mean, you know, I laughed, cried. You know, there were parts that were grueling, and it was a mixture of everything. I mean, it was a blast and very tough at times, and I mean, it went, you know, from one extreme to the other, you know, throughout the whole process.
I think that there was a lot more passion in this project than there is in some, and especially when you've got a producer or director that their bottom line is, you know, we've got to make our day, and yes, that was there, that urgency was there, but the fact that the project was what was important, and that the actors were comfortable and what they were doing was important to the directors. That was what meant everything to me.
That it's real. It's, you know, it's not, oh, well, what if this offends somebody? Well, let's cut that part out, you know. We just put it in there and said, you know, this is life. And if you don't like it, you can watch something else.
They weren't afraid to do all the things that they did and to make it really, really raunchy at times.
I liked it because of the epic nature of the movie. It had so much going on, and it had so much to say.
I'll always remember, you know, the experience. Take it with me, and of course it'll always be on my resume.
It was probably one of the most interesting, experiences of my life.
It is just about the passion of the project. If it's not there, then in budget or no budget, there's really no film to be had. And there was a lot of passion for this project.